our deepest fear is that we will become that person and create separation from those people that we love. And when we create that separation, we're afraid that those people aren't going to be able to go with us. But the fact of the matter is that when it comes to that transformation, only you could transform. All right, picture this. You're at a water park with 4 of your best friends, and you guys have rode probably every water slide, everything that they have in the park. But you're going up to the biggest slide in the park, and it's going to be you and your 4 friends, and you guys are going to get on this slide. And when I say the biggest slide in the park, I mean like one of those slides where you got to walk up a few stories of steps to get to the top to ride the ride. And it's you and your friends. And as you're climbing those steps, every few stories, somebody drops out. The first person might leave because it might, oh, my stomach hurt. I ate some food. You know, I didn't give myself 30 minutes to let the food digest. So I'm going to drop off. Then as you continue to climb those steps, another person drops off. And then next thing you know, it's you and it's just you at the top of the slide, getting ready to get on the slide by yourself. Now, as everybody drops off, they're kind of trying to convince you to get off of the water slide as well, so that you guys can go on together and ride something else, something that isn't as scary. But you stay put on that slide. I mean, you stay put on in the line, going up those steps. And when you get to the top of that water slide, it's just you and the lifeguard before you take the ride of your life. Now, today, the title of the message is Everybody Can't Go. And that's why that whole little water slide spill, that whole little what if story, it's going to fall in line with what we're talking about today. The fact of the matter is that each and every one of us have a water slide that we're supposed to be getting on in this thing we call life. And we have people who are there to encourage us. We have people who are there to help us to ride smaller slides and smaller things, to help us to accomplish smaller things to get to that big thing. And sometimes that big thing even scares those people who are close around us, those people who we call friends. It scares them that you are about to take the ride of your life, and that they're just afraid to do that for themselves. So that's what that whole spiel is about. Today, we're talking about why everybody can't go. So let's just get into prayer, and we go from there. So bow your heads. Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you so much for just blessing me and Tahir with yet another opportunity, dear Lord, to witness, dear Lord, to deliver a message that could change people, dear Lord. I want to thank you so much for blessing Tahir with safe travels as he traveled out to New York, moved into his dorm. Dear God, and I want to thank you so much for blessing us with this technology, the Zoom, the cameras, the computers. And I just want to pray that you just allow this message to go across to the end listener in the right way, dear Lord, that they will understand, that by the end of this, they will understand why you made it so that only each and every one of us as individuals can take those steps to transform, dear Lord. And then once we transform, we could bring others with us, Heavenly Father. And that's why everybody can't go on a journey that you set us all out on. And I just want to thank you so much for blessing us with this message to give today. And that I want to pray that we just give this message to the best of our abilities. In your most precious name, I pray. Amen.
Amen.
So,
Amen.
yeah, I know we usually start this thing differently, but yeah, I just wanted to get right into it today. Yeah. Welcome, Tahir from New York. What's going on, man? How you feel?
I feel good. I just touched down on campus. So that's probably why, I don't know.
Hey, and I see you got the Saints hat on. Talk to me. What's going on today, man? Yeah. What y'all gonna do today, man?
I'm liking us, man. I'm liking us today, even though we facing some injuries.
Yeah.
It's Jameis' first start in a couple years, so I'm excited for that. But when we get our full squad back, I feel like we could do a little something, not too big, but make the playoffs or something like that.
That's solid. That's solid. Hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're running late on this production. This probably
Yeah,
won't get out until late tonight or early Monday. So
yeah.
by the time you're listening to this, I would predict that the Saints would have lost by the time you're listening to this.
Hey, we gonna see. No, I'm
We
not
gonna
gonna say
see.
too much. Every year we the underdogs every year, so we gonna see.
We gonna see. We gonna see. But yeah, man, let's just get into this content. So
Yeah, I
let's
like
talk.
this, man. Like like, and you hit me up with this idea because I know we was going off something different, and you kind of just switched the whole script with this message today, and I love it, man. I love this message because I feel like it could relate to anybody that's trying to figure out the steps or how to improve themselves and why certain people just can't go on the road with you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. Hold on. Yeah, but this one it just hit me. I was because I've been getting ready because I'm getting ready for my sophomore college basketball season. I'm just trying to get ready mentally. I want to know how it is that people go in, how like what is the mentality of somebody who's about to go into their breakthrough. And what I
Mhm.
discovered was this, and this is something that I always knew, like when it comes to, you know, trying to find your lane. Sometimes it's a single lane road. Sometimes there are
See?
people who are there to help you get there, but you got to continue to walk on yourself, especially going towards a breakthrough, because only you are going to go through that transformation. And when you get the power from that transformation, you can help to transform others. And that's what it's about. That everybody can't go. People getting off the water slide don't mean that they no longer support you. It just means that you're about to go through something that only you can go through. And
Mm.
that's what it's about. But
See,
yeah,
yeah, for me, it was a little bit different. Like my old self would have thought I could bring, everybody with me. You know what I mean? Because
right.
I thought I was gonna be able to be somebody that could like take care of like literally everyone. Knowing I was that type of person that was trying to bring everybody with me on the path, but literally that's not even realistic because from me to you, like
Right.
everybody just can't go, and it's like you think that, but then God sends you a message and it might not be pleasant. You know what I
Yeah, it
mean?
might not. It
It
might
might
be a
not be pleasant, and,
yeah.
and it might hurt you for even being around someone that's not even, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right. Yeah. I mean, the same thing here, man. I definitely am somebody who had just always had that type of heart to where, and I mean, I grew up in a very supportive family. So, whenever I get cool with people, it's always like, okay, I view you as family, and and my family, nobody get left behind. So that's just sometimes I take that mentality out there, and it hurts sometimes when God is all the signs are pointing to you leaving somebody behind, but your heart and your
yeah,
flesh is like,
exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. Yep.
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 So
Hit it
let's
right
get
on the
into this,
nose.
man. Let's get into this. So I'm gonna read this card, okay? Let me see. I want the camera to focus on it. Let me see here. Get up out my seat. Yeah, yep. So this is a card that I got freshman year of high school. It was we had an assembly, and the people invited, or the administrators invited, this guy named Ernie G, who's like a comedian, whatever. They invited him to come speak to us, and it was I thought it was going to be about comedy or something, but it ended up being about life, really. And I remember, and some of the things that he said throughout this assembly just stuck with me for so long. And I just had this card hanging up in my closet for 5 years, ever since freshman year. And sometimes I read it because it really speaks to me, and it's really going to fall in the line with what we're talking about today. But I'm going to read it. So it says, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let
Mhm.
our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And he didn't write that, but this is by Marianne Williamson, but he put it on his card. But and he signed the card and everything. And sometimes it's like when I feel lost, when I feel like I'm playing it down, like I'm playing myself down, I have to read this card. Is in the door of my closet. But according to Marianne Williamson, our deepest fear is not that we're gonna fail, not that things are gonna go wrong. Our deepest fear is that things are gonna go right the way that we always imagine. But when things go right for us, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like our fear is, okay, let's say you're a track athlete, right? And
Yeah.
let's say for you, the highest point for a track athlete would be the Olympics. Now, imagine if you were to just start, and I believe that it's possible, but imagine if you just had a breakthrough, and next thing you know, your times are just at a just like you're just killing it, and then you just
Mhm.
continue to get better and get better and get better. And next thing you know, you're at the highest point. Not everybody is gonna like that. Not everybody's gonna be able to see you at that. Not everybody's gonna be able to see you as that Olympic athlete. They're still gonna remember you as the Tahir that they used to know. And
Mhm.
you know, the whole point of this is our deepest fear goes along with the topic that everyone can't go, is because our deepest fear is that we will become that person and create separation from those people that we love. And when we create that separation, we're afraid
Mhm.
that those people aren't going to be able to go with us. But the fact of the matter is that when it comes to that transformation, only you could transform. It's only when a caterpillar transforms into a butterfly, it's only one caterpillar in that cocoon. It's not two, it's not three, it's one. And that's the thing. That's how our deepest fear uh, correlates with the topic that we're speaking on. You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine that? Like, if let's say if I were to be an NBA player tomorrow, like what would that look like? What would, that's scary to think about yourself if you were to be able to become the 10x version of yourself, like,
Mhm.
very soon. Evolution is scary sometimes. Change is scary, especially to yourself, but
Mhm.
more so to other people around you. You know,
Yeah,
it's
and it's like I could definitely like uh, relate to that because it's like when you got your eyes on one goal, right?
right.
And that's just all you live for, and that's what you want to do, right? With your life,
Hmm.
it's kind of like you get tunnel vision.
Mm,
And it's like you really don't even see what's going on around you. You don't see the people leeching away. You know what I mean? You don't you
right.
don't you don't really see because you're just focused on one goal.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you or I or when we reach that highest peak level, like it's not gonna be the same. It's not gonna be the same from now, you know what I mean? But
It's not.
um it's just something I feel like we gotta adapt to. But I'm gonna be honest right now, man. I could say like I'm not prepared for that. I'm not prepared. I'm the type of guy that want to bring everybody, but
Mm.
I'm not prepared to really let them go or let things go, and get out of my old habits, like in terms of people.
I I really appreciate that honesty. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not fully prepared either. I do know that the transition from high school to college, I even thought that some of that was hard.
Mm,
Um, like, not really communicating like that. Even though I never really been the type to really communicate unless I'm seeing you like every day, whatever. But I thought that was hard. So yeah, nah, you're right. I don't feel like I'm completely prepared either. But
It's
my
like
question, yeah, what you
it's
got to say?
like it's like we know things can't be the same at the top, but
Yeah,
it's like we don't really know how to handle it right now because we're not in that situation. You know what I mean?
exactly,
I mean,
exactly.
we dealt with minor friends or minor people in your life that you just naturally had to let go,
Yeah,
but we never really had, you know, like a major outbreak where it's like you at the top and you're alone, man. You looking down on people that you were looking up to. You know what I mean?
right. Well, I
We,
think it will always be as we climb. I think that it's going to be the breakthrough. Probably it's unlikely that it would just be like just happen that fast, but the evolution to get to that point where the breakthrough happens, that's going to be fast, and that's what
yeah.
scares a lot of people away. I remember throughout high school, when I decided to start to really take myself and my journey seriously, I noticed that just the whole idea of what I was doing was just seemed to scare people who didn't understand it. And that's the
Mm,
fact of the matter is that as humans, we fear what we don't understand. You know,
exactly.
that's our
Exactly.
first instinct to fear. And then once you get over that fear, then you start to hate depending on who you are. I mean, I even caught myself doing it myself, and I have to remind myself, like, wow, I should be proud of this person that they're going through their breakthrough because mine is on the way. And that's the mentality that not many people have in this social media age. We want to compare our chapters to somebody else's chapters, you know, and
Yeah.
that's a scary thing. But back with this topic, right? I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you believe that there is a scenario like the top of the top where you get there and everybody can go? I mean, like think of somebody like a Nipsey Hussle. He talks about loaded bases. He talks about bringing, you know, Black Sam and who else? Who else? Who's his? You know, his crew.
Yeah.
Fat, and all of them. You know,
Yeah.
bringing those people with him.
Who? Somebody. Somebody. I
He
forgot
talk
the.
about them in songs. I hope I didn't mess it up, but
Huh?
you know, nah, I'm saying the names of the
Oh
people,
yeah.
but
Yeah, yeah. You so. Uh. That question is like. I feel like you could put. I feel like you could put people in position to you know, to grow and better themselves in terms of being at the top. I feel like when you're at the top, you could help more people.
yeah,
But in terms of people wanting to come with you, that's up to them. You know,
yeah,
you can't give a person a hustle, or like you can't make a person like you can't like define or like give
you can't
definitions.
want it for them. They gotta want it for
Yeah,
themselves.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
they hunger or whatever what their why is their why, man. So
Mm,
it's like whatever they're doing it for is what they're doing it for. You can't tell them to do this, do this, do this for this, for this, for this. You know what I mean?
right.
I feel like it's up for them. It's up to them, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And I think if I were to answer that myself, I'll have to say it is possible, but you have to go through the transformation yourself and then you guide them to their transformation.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
I think you would never see a transformed person walking around with people who are just dead, sleepwalking through life,
Yeah.
don't who aren't even looking for the transformation. All right, we talked about the process, who aren't even looking for their process. You would be deadbeat to find somebody who's transformed, you know, working with now you could it working with people who aren't even looking for their own transformation. And those
And a
people
lot of people is just not. A lot of people want it handed to them. A lot of people don't even really want to learn. You know what I mean? A lot of
exactly.
people don't even want to expand their minds. So, and it could be your closest friends.
Yeah,
You can't bring them to the top with you if they don't want to, you know, expand their minds and find their own path, their own purpose. There's
right,
nothing you could do, man. So
right. Yeah.
I agree. And
Yup.
then if you want to get back on that card, it was a lot of powerful stuff you said on that card.
Yeah, man. We could break it down. We could
We
break
could
it
break
down
it
for
down
sure.
because that's deep.
It is,
That
it
card
is.
was deep.
So our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Wow. I mean, that when I first heard this, like when I was a freshman, I'm like, how is that? How could that be my deepest fear? I'm afraid that, you know, I mean, how is that your deepest fear if that's what you want to happen? You know, that was my main question when I growing
Mhm.
up. But as I continue to grow up and experience some of the things that life has allowed me to experience, I understand that to be completely true because you
Absolutely.
yeah, you've manifested things before. I've manifested a few things before, so I know that it's possible to have what you want, especially if you have the right reason. You can have anything, and I know that it's possible. But what this card, which is our deepest fear, is that our light is more powerful than we could ever imagine. That makes so much sense, because it's like that explains why we always feel friction or like gravity, something holding us back as we continue to chase this thing. It's our deepest fear, you know. And that's how you feel about that, like
I
not be
agree. I agree. I feel like it's so many distractions out here,
Mhm.
so we don't quite understand how much power we got
Right, right,
in
right.
terms of like our potential and things of that nature.
Mhm.
I feel like we scared of our own potential in a way because we wouldn't know how to handle it. You know.
Yeah, nah, for sure, for sure.
Read that piece. Read that piece back to me one more time.
It says our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. And it's something we said in one of the other episodes. It's like people don't believe that they're worthy of the good, so they settle for the neutral,
Yeah.
and
They settle for
sometimes,
the average, and
yeah,
sometimes they thoughts attract the negative.
exactly,
You know what
because
I
they
mean?
don't
Because
believe.
I feel like what you think about is like who you are.
Yeah,
Like you attract, like your thoughts and actions attract what type of lifestyle you live.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that, and it makes so much sense though. Now that I think about it, it's not that it's crazy. It's just that it's wild to think that is, once you get to a certain point, your deepest fear is that takeoff. Your deepest fear is like, how Biggie said at one point, more money, more problems. It's like to whom much is given, much is required. When you have all
Yeah,
that power in your hands after that breakthrough, it's like you're afraid. First of all, you're trying to figure out if you're worthy of it or not. You know that you could get it, but the question is, am I worthy enough to have this and to keep this?
yeah,
Then you're worried about all of the little details, like, oh, once sometimes when you go through that, there's a bigger target that's on your back,
yeah,
that was just created. It's so many different things. Like, people are willing to just sit in stagnation rather than continue to climb, because as you climb, they're afraid of
yeah.
those little problems that
Bro,
won't
bro,
that you can't have answers to right now.
yeah, and I feel like, bro, I feel like life is just about facing your fears to a certain degree, man, because that's the only way you really learn and grow, by
Yeah,
failing or by facing a fear that you have for a very long time. It's like once you face your fear, you probably like, oh man, that wasn't even that bad.
right,
I might go do that again, or I might know how to handle that situation now that I went through it. When you
right.
when you don't, when you just run away from the problem, it's like it's always gonna be that question, like, what if?
Yeah,
What if this? What you never gonna really know? You're not gonna know how to answer the question for yourself.
yeah,
Not anybody else to tell you the answer. You're not gonna know how to answer the question for yourself from your experience. So I feel like
exactly.
facing your fears and really just going at it, man. Just seeing what you could do in this life, pushing yourself to the limits. Because
Right.
why not? You're not gonna live in regret. You could say that you pushed yourself to the limits and you tried at the end
Absolutely.
of the day. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
I'm gonna continue on with this. We ask ourselves, who am I to be? Brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous. Actually, who are you not to be? You're a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. Man,
Whoa,
that's
whoa,
deep.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Wow. I mean,
whoa.
I'm telling you, this has been in my closet for 5 years for a reason. And when we done, I'm gonna hang it back up. And I'm so glad that we talked about this today.
Oh,
But
bro.
yo, you I'm gonna read this part again right here. This is what really stands out to me. I mean, obviously they say you're a child of God. Act like, who are you not to be all that God has called you to be, right? We know this stuff. But your
Mhm.
playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. How many people are doing that? Stuffing their feet into a shoe that they no longer can wear no more, man. You know how to, hey, you a sneakerhead, man. You know how that feels. You taking the insoles out, knowing this one gotta go, but you still stuffing your foot in there, man. You still keeping
You,
those, you still
you
keeping
know
those
how
real.
you end up, man. You end up with the bloody feet, man.
Yeah, man.
You
You
end up
end up
with bloody feet if you
hurting
try
yourself,
doing
you
that.
know, bringing this one and that one around, even though you know you grown
But
out of them,
that's
not
why
ready
you're.
yet.
That's why like your environment is like so vital. You know who
Right,
you hang around, what you see. Your environment, like is everything to a certain degree. And like no, you can't be blamed for the the environment you grew up in, like your parents raised you in. You have no control over that. But
right,
at a certain age, at a certain point of realization of your life, you gotta realize, bro, I gotta surround myself around things I want to do, my environment. I gotta pick up on better habits, things of that nature, so you know that you're worthy of greatness.
right, right. It's all about self-respect.
Yeah.
You know, self-respect would tell you, like, okay, although this person ain't never did nothing wrong, you know, this is somebody I grew up with. I got the utmost love and respect for him, but it's just I can't be around him like that for right now. Because I'm going through something. God is gonna transform me. And even after the transformation, sometimes that person may not come back around like you would have thought. But at the end of the day, you've given that person more than enough energy. That person has seen what you've been through.
I'm glad you said energy,
Yeah,
because that
man.
that's
Yeah.
that carries.
It carries, man. It
That
carries.
carries.
It carries.
You
And that's
you
always something, right? I like when I remember I always said, man, God, I pray that you bless me to to be as big as I want to be, because I'm gonna bring everybody with me. I'm not gonna be the one that everybody says switched up. And we could talk about that too, you know. People would say, oh, you switched up, this and that. When
yeah,
really,
people gonna say that, but when
yeah,
really what keep continue.
yeah, life is about evolution. So the question is, why have you not switched up?
Yeah. Why
Why
have you
have you
not
not
changed?
evolved?
Why have you not evolved into the new world?
Exactly.
Why are you so blind into what's going on, man? Like it's all in our face, man. You just gotta take action. You gotta take it among yourself.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. And when I say, and there are actually people who really switch up and do the Hollywood
nah,
thing.
there
Yeah,
is,
yeah,
but I feel like when you reach a certain amount of success, man, like people are scared to be around you because they might feel like they don't, they're not on the same level as you.
yeah,
You know, people want you to be on the same level as them, no matter what it is.
yeah.
So
Absolutely.
people be trying to hold you back. It's real.
It is. It
It's
is. I
real.
mean, like I said, change is just a scary idea, right? You could go from this person could go from being somebody who you just thought was cool to somebody who's like, just doing what you thought was cool originally, just doing that same thing just at a 10, like at just magnified, like 10 times more, like just doing it even bigger.
Mm.
And you know what I'm saying? That could be scary. I mean, power is scary to some people, especially when it's not in their hands. When it's in the hands of somebody who they would have least expected, or it's just scary. I mean, and even to the person who God is blessing with the breakthrough and the power, it's that power scares them as well, because separation is just inevitable at that point. You're gonna have to separate yourself in order to continue to move on with this thing. I
People
mean, I
gonna
remember.
say
Say that again.
people gonna say that you changed up regardless, man.
Exactly.
So why not shoot for the stars while
Yeah.
you're at it?
Yeah.
And then you meet new people that's on the same path as you. So
Exactly. And who knows, maybe even people from the past will see what you did and how
and
you did it, and then get up there with you, or you can
exactly.
guide them up. I mean,
That's
it
the
don't
that's
always.
the that's the
Yeah.
most important thing. That's what you want to happen. That's
Exactly.
what you want to happen.
And brother, you said something that stands out a lot to me. You said, no matter what, even if you climbing, if you falling, or if you just flatlining, it don't matter. They always gonna have something to say. And that is
Exactly.
so true, bro. I mean, think about it. Jesus came to earth, he performed miracles, he healed the sick, he cured the blind, whatever, and people still have something to say. Enough to say that they put him on the cross and killed him. They still gonna have stuff to say about you. So It don't matter. Why not climb? Like you said, why not shoot for the stars? They're gonna talk about you regardless of what you're doing, regardless of what it is. And why not put yourself out there? I mean, they're gonna talk anyway, you know.
Mhm.
So yeah, man, let's finish out reading this, and then this, I mean, this is a great one, man. This is our first Zoom meeting or whatever.
Yeah.
And I really felt like this card is powerful, but even just our analysis and how we just talk about it, it's powerful. So this is where we left off. Uh, we were born to make Wait, okay. We're all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are
Mm.
liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Wow.
Mm.
Wow. So that just takes the topic and even adds more depth to it because,
Man,
okay,
it's like I want to say so many things, but it's like my thoughts, like I don't want to say something that don't make sense. You know what I mean?
it's all right.
Because
It's all right because you could do it.
I feel like when you bring that fearless mentality, the people around you start to feel protected and they start to feel fearless as well. They want to go they want to go reach for the stars. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you manifest it within yourself and you know what you're capable of. The people around you is just gonna gradually do the same things.
Exactly. And you know what? Let me rephrase that whole everybody can't go thing.
Mm.
Everybody can't go yet. That's what it's about. You go first, and then as you go, they're going to find their own alley and they're going to go as well. Everybody can't go yet. Remember that. It's not that everybody can't go and everybody can't go at the beginning. Okay. But once you go, everybody goes. That's what it's about. It's like,
Mhm.
think about like if you in a plane, right? And that plane is crashing, you got to put that mask on yourself first before you help other people put their mask on. Because if you don't put that mask on, you're going to die and you can't help nobody. You got to do it. You got to handle your business first. And then everybody else will be able to handle theirs. I mean,
I agree with that. And it is another parts of that. You can reread it for me again.
yeah. I'm going to read exactly what I just read. So it says, we're all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone.
Stop right there. Everyone is equal. I feel like everyone is created with, everyone is different, but everyone is created with that same willpower to go do whatever God is telling them to do, God's calling. So I feel like it's no excuse. Like you're no different from me, and I'm no different from you. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
feel like we all have that power within us. So it's no excuses. And that's important because a lot of people just, they just be a subject to their environment. They just give up. I grew up here, man. I didn't have my dad. You know what I mean? I didn't have my mom. Yeah, that does affect, but it's like you use that as motivation, and God put that storyline in front of you to go fulfill something even greater.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, man. Yeah, you're right. There are people who use so many excuses to explain why they're not worthy when God is showing you so many different signs that you're worthy of this.
When the
This is what I
word
want you to do.
says that you're worthy, you're
Exactly.
worthy of the glory of God. The glory of
Exactly.
God, God's glory, God's kingdom is within you, man. And a
Yup.
lot of people forget that.
Yup. Wow, man. Last thing I want to touch on, and we're gonna get ready to close out. But it says, as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. We said this so many times, but in this episode, but I'm just gonna we're gonna leave out on this.
Mhm.
And this is what infinite charge is all about. When you get that electricity in you, when you get that light shining from within you, whatever, and you allow that electricity to transform you. We talked about how electricity is created before, through transformation. Well, only one person can create electricity but multiple people can redistribute it. That's the thing.
Amen.
Like, you have to go through that transformation, that breakthrough.
Amen.
Everybody can't go with you when you're creating that electricity. Only you have to go at that by yourself. And once you create that, you redistribute it to others. And as Marianne Williamson says, as you create that and as you liberate yourself, you liberate other people by conquering your deepest fear, which is
yourself.
I'm not and worrying about other people. I mean, this day and age, we just tend to worry so much about everybody else, what everybody thinks about us. And sometimes we even allow our journey to cater towards how other people feel about us, when really they don't have no heaven or hell for you. And that's really what this is about. It's not that everybody can't go. It's just that everybody can't go yet until you go. That's what it's about. Any closing thoughts, brother?
Yeah, man. I'm glad you said that, because this is what Infinite Charge is about, man. This was what we were trying to do. You know, if we could do it, if we could get out here and start up a podcast, you know, everyone could do it. Everyone could give off charge
in some way.
Just be that voice, be that person that, you know, makes other people see the light that you could do it too. I feel like that's important, man. I just want to keep this Infinite Charge thing rolling, because it's going to be something great to look back on, man. For real.
It is, man. I mean, even just me going back, I've been excited to do this again. I was listening to the first three, and I'm just like, man, I'm just so happy and excited. I'm just so blessed to be doing this. You know, I mean, even though the numbers may not speak for it, I know that charge is being felt somewhere by somebody. Yeah. So
it is. It definitely is.
Yeah. So, this has been episode 4 of the Infinite Charge podcast. Everybody can't go. What's up? Yeah, this is 4, man.
5.
This is 4. Because listen, we did 3. We took a week off. This is 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. But if like I said, we encourage everybody to share this. If you've learned something from this, if you've gotten some value from it, we encourage you to share it. Connect with us on Instagram. My name is Malachi White with the E as a 3 on Instagram, and yours is
they know .ty. We gotta get that TikTok started, man.
Yeah, man, we got to
TikTok.
we got to. Yeah,
we
but
be putting the bloopers on there, whatever.
Yeah, we could do stuff like that. Yeah,
powerful messages, man. I feel like TikTok.
Be on the lookout for that. Grandview Media TikTok, and just Grandview Media in general. Like we already said, we got some more things coming down the pipeline with that. But yeah, man, this has been great. Yep. So stay blessed. Wait, whoa. See, we took a week off and I forgot what I'm supposed to say.
Stay blessed, stay charged.
I got it. It's here we go. We're gonna close it out right here. This is it right here. You ready?
Roll, please.
Yeah, drum roll.
Go.
Be easy, stay charged,
and most importantly, stay blessed, man.